financed and 11,744 bags delivered, strengthening food security and marketing. Finally, Makueni now has got a copper mining company. A Chinese firm plans to invest $2 billion in copper mining plant at Mteto. And now, can you imagine Kenya now we can also produce copper? Makueni County capitalizing on global prices that reached $12,986 per ton in January 2026. The project is expected to create jobs, generate tax revenue, formalize artisanal mining, and support Kenya's Vision 2030 industrialization agenda. And by the way, when you talk about industrialization, there are some people we have seen within the ranks and file of the opposition who have been questioning the privatization agenda, and it's very good to respond to them because they are trying to look for ways in which they are going to mislead Kenyans. We, as a government, will ensure that the privatization initiative under the Privatization Act 2025 is a strategic tool to unlock value for mature state assets, generating up to Kenya shillings 600 billion in revenue, revive capital markets, and fund national priorities like the National Infrastructure Fund, reducing reliance on debt while democratizing ownership for every Kenyan. The Act passed in October 2025 and upheld by the High Court in February 2026 after dismissing constitutional challenges, streamlines the process for 11 key parastatals, ensuring transparency and public participation. Flagship example, the Kenya Pipeline Company, KPO IPO, the initial public offer extended to February 24, 2026 already, offers 65% of shares of Kenya shillings, 9 shillings of Kenya shillings, targeting 106 billion to support infrastructural and regional energy security, and Uganda's strategic 20.15 stake under UNOC underscores cross-border collaboration. And here we expect that we will also be able to even have some representation in the board. Other entities include the Kenyatta International Convention Center, the new Kenya Cooperative Primaries, and Kenya Seed Company, selected for their commercial viability to attract private investment and improve efficiency in agriculture, tourism, and dairy sectors. The benefits to Kenyans, the proceeds will feed into the National Infrastructure Fund and the Sovereign Wealth Fund, funding transformative projects like creating opportunities for retail investors. This fosters innovation, job creation, and economic resilience, evidenced by KPC's strong fundamentals, 91% market share, 45% EBITDA margin. So that means anyone out there who is trying to confuse fellow Kenyans by saying that this money is going to be misused, is going to pay debts and all of that, no. We are going to roll out infrastructure. If there are stalled projects, for example, recently we were able to unlock 6,000 kilometers of roads because we have now been able to give out 177 billion in the shillings, and we've been able to pay the pending bills up to 255 billion, verified ones, because we need money to circulate in the economy. Because most people who have not been paid are between 0 to 98 million. So you can see that is what the government is doing, and also to strengthen, as you have heard, the privatization process will also strengthen the work done by small traders, MSMEs, and that is why today we have the Nyota program, and we are ready to hear from people wakisema na box. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa moja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo? Basi kabisa. Now, we have many Kenyans here of all walks of life. Most of them ni majenzi. Majenzi hoye! Hoye! Huko gangari. Sasa leo katika kipindi ya Sema na Spokes tunataka kusikia kile ambacho serikali imeweza kuwafanyia. Nani atakuwa wa kwanza kutuambia vile hii mpango ya Nyota imekusaidia? Ulikuwa unafanya wapi before? How did you apply? What have you been able, how much did you get? What have you been able to do? Who are the customers? Who will be the first one to do so? Please, you have the mic.
My name is Naftali Mandere.
Speak louder.
I am Naftali Mandere, Nyota beneficiary. Before I got the Nyota, I used to do Django. And through Django, I learned the skill of interior and exterior house painting and configuration. But the problem is the job is normally seasonal. So anytime I seek a job, I was really idle. So I used the Mwaura fund to actually set aside hustle whereby I sell onions and bananas, simple grocery setup. So it has really helped me. Besides that, I'm doing a short course on digital marketing. It also helped me to buy some equipment because I'm a content creator, some simple mics. So the Mwaura fund has been really helpful. Besides that, by interior and exterior house painting, I need somebody there. So you may play what you will. So to me, the Mwaura fund is of help. Thank you.
Makofi. So you've already employed two more people.
Yes.
Wow. What are they helping you in doing?
They help me in doing deliveries because certainly for stationery, I do home deliveries and maybe a network of people, maybe church members and everything. So besides selling them as a museum, I do delivery. So I need a person at the spot, I need another person who's actually doing the home delivery. So yeah.
Very good. Makofi kabisa. So my daughter is creating, even employment opportunities. Now let's hear a second beneficiary. Introduce yourself and your full names and how you also came into the program.
My name is Beatrice Ndiri. I am another beneficiary. Before that, I was working at a company, Master Company. I was the head of accounts there. After Nyota, I was making money. I'm now self-employed. I sell shoes in our line. Nyota, I can say that it has helped me right now. I've only employed one person. We have separated. Yeah, I have 2 jobs right now. I'm glad because right now I can see the profit already within the ratio of 2 weeks. Yeah. A ratio of what? 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks.
Wow, amazing. So what can you say about the Nyota program for those who are having negative thoughts here and there? What can you say?
What I can say about Nyota, with that 22,000, it has helped a lot of youth. We are just representative right here. There are many people who can testify that Nyota has helped them. With that Nyota beneficiary, and I believe it's a new opportunity for us youth to be self-employed and to also assist the society.
Wow. How do you feel? What is your relationship with the government?
Right now, with the relationship, when I recall about how they've helped us since we started, during the training, even after disbursement, they are working with us. So right now I can say I'm benefiting. The government, they are truly helping us and they are willing to help us grow. Tumefikiwa.
I'm Gloria Naneu Murumbi. Yeah. I'm also a Nyota beneficiary. So yes, I'm from Kilgoris. Ever. So before I became a Nyota beneficiary, I had a cooperative. I opened my own cooperative to benefit my community because my community is somehow low in terms of money. So my community also, they should have mchango so that they can pay school fees for their kids. So the time it became so hard for me to run because I don't have capital. I had a small capital, but when I became a Nyota beneficiary, I opened my business of shangas. I started with some small amount, but when 22,000 came, so my business is somehow running well, and I think so for now I employed one person, and she's also a youth, so she's running well and my business is coming nicely. The lessons that I have learned from there is like the lessons that we learned from there, that Nyota project is something very good for our gender, for youths, and it has helped us a lot. Tumefurahia sana. Nitaambia tu wenzangu kuwa waache kuwa ignorant, kwa sababu wanapata messages, ignore, wanaona ni scam. So nitawaambia in case of anything, wakiona anything Nyota or any beneficiary for youth, let them apply because it's something very good and it's not a scam.
Okay, kwa majina mimi naitwa Rasta Stambushi, mkazi wa Narok, nakaa hapa Kasarani. Mimi kusema kweli Nyota beneficiary, mimi among the Nyota beneficiary na imenisaidia sana. Vile nakaa hapa hivi mimi naendelea na biashara ya kuku. Nilianza I normally supply kuku hoteli sasa Lakisama, hapo hizo mahoteli. And I always do that I buy na nunua kuku, reserve hizo kuku naletewa Nairobi. My work ni kuuza kwa hizi mahoteli hapa Lakisama. Before Nyota, I was just a graduate from Jomo Kenyatta. Sikuwa nimepata kazi bado, but that idea ya hiyo project ya Nyota ikanisaidia. Now I can look for money for myself without looking for that employment. As we wait our own time. But hiyo Nyota kusema kweli nikikaa hivi at least leo naweza kuwa na kitu kwa mfuko. At the end of the week najua kuna faida na inanipea hasa. Hiyo Nyota imenisaidia ya kwamba naweza jikimu kimaisha, naweza jitafutia na naweza fungua biashara mingi. Juu mpango yangu nimesema asaka ikifika mwezi wa 5 hapo najua nitafungua poultry farm, ya kwamba nitakuwa nachukua kuku zangu sasa, si naenda kununua soko tena, ili niendeleshe kuinua biashara yangu. Yes.
Basi let us hear also from somebody else. Nafikiri kuna watu wengine pia wako hapa, tunaona wakinua mkono. Let's pass on. Today is your day. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you've been able to do with the money and the key messages you want to tell your fellow young people. Yourself and you tell us what this Nyota have done.
Nilikuwa na marafiki zangu wakati I am 28 years old. Yes. So mimi Nyota nilijua wakati nilikuwa nafanya kwa an event organization, na enyewe ilikuwa ngumu because events hazikuwa zinakuja every time. So wakati tu tulikuwa na marafiki zangu wakaniambia kuna program ya Nyota imekuja and just dial and try your luck. Nika dial and then we waited. Na nikapata message kuwa nimekuwa confirmed among the beneficiaries, na for sure mimi nilibenefit kutoka Nyota, na pesa ambayo nilipata kutoka kwa Nyota nilianzisha a laundry business. I do. Yes. 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 Asante. So I do a laundry business na ninafurahia sana kwa sababu kwa huo wakati mdogo ambao nimefungua laundry business yangu imeniweza pia nikaongeza mashini ambayo nimeongeza mashini ya kuosha viti, kuosha carpets, and it's doing well. So far so good. I've employed 5 people in my business, 2 women and 3 youth. So at least I'm so happy about Nyota. Yes, they do deliveries for me. Yes, yeah.
These are the future billionaires and billionaires. Let's now hear from another person. Another young person, more than anything. Naona sign language wetu interpreter Kuba Mongi anaendelea kuongea na Yes, what's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Dennis Mutisia. My name is Dennis Mutisia. Si ndio number 1. Okay. Okay. First, nataka kupongeza gavana kwa hiyo nataka kupongeza serikali kwa hiyo opportunity imepatia vijana, kuwa empower na kuwapatia hizo opportunities za kuanza biashara. Nilipopewa pesa yangu, back then nilikuwa nafanya kazi ya car wash, lakini after nimepewa hii kazi nilienda nika apply pikipiki ya loan na ilitoka last week. Walinipeleka shule, nikasoma, nikapewa driving license. So saini ndio nafanya kazi na inanipeleka vizuri. The rest of the money nilifungua poultry farming, nikaeka kuku na hazinipeleki vibaya, naona matokeo yake. Yako niko na kuku 9. First of all, mimi nilikuwa naenda maandamano hakuna yenye ilikuwa inaniacha nje, lakini sahi hata hiyo masaa ndio hakuna. Sahi niko employed, hakuna vile nitachoose maandamano niache kazi yangu. Hiyo ni mojawapo ya vitu zenye naona imeisha kabisa. Niko busy kabisa. Ya pili nitaambia vijana huku nje. Actually nikiapply sikuwa peke yangu. Tulikuwa wakaa 9 hivi na walikataa kuapply, wakasema haiwezi. Mimi nikajaribu na nikaitikiwa. Sasa hawaamini, wanadhani ni AI. Nafurahia sana. Saa hizi wanauliza tu opportunity. Actually wameapply kwa hiyo on job experience. Waliapply. Happy about it.
Hello, I'm Policia Wahu from Kiambu. I'm a Kabete Gitaru. Yes. I'm a Nyota beneficiary. And before Nyota, I had gone to school to do hair and beauty. but I did not have the opportunity to have my own job because my parents didn't afford. So I had to get employed. Nikafanya kazi venye nyota ilikuja. I dialed *254#. Then I chose business support. I got the 25,000, 3,000 to my savings, which Ruto atafanya tukue very disciplined in terms of saving. The 22,000. Yes.
You see, we used to only save 7%.
Yeah.
Lakini watu kama China wanasave
55%.
Na saa hii nataka kuongeza ikuwe 50 songe because since independence, saa hii kuna zile ndio nyingi sana tumesave kwa NSSF 670 billion.
Wow.
Na by the end of this year tutakuwa tumesave 1 trillion. Tutakuwa tukienda kukopa, si ndio?
Yeah.
Haya, tutakamilisha mchezo wetu kama mageni makofi.
Then I opened my salon. I've employed 2 people. So far, so good. And in the next 2 or 3 months, I even have, you see my badge, nimetoka kazi. Sijatoa uniform. In the next 2 months, I'm hoping I'll apply like 7 for those who will be doing nails and helping me to do hair. So actually, I'm really grateful for our Excellency William Samoei Ruto because the opportunity niko shwadi wenye wana blog hawezi tupea. Yeye alikaa chini akaangalia vijana na ametufikiria. So thank you very much. And to those youths wenye wanasema hii ni story ya jaba. Story ya jaba yezi fanya nifunge. You know when you appreciate something, nimefunga job, time yangu imefika, ni come, at least I tell other youths, opportunity ya gava ikitokea, usisikize anyone. Ebu jaribu uongeange on your own testimony. Thank you. Propaganda.
Now we are going to take a break, and this is the 7 sports.
Bonga na gava. Bonga na gava.
We hear more from the person behind it who is helping the president to execute this program, P.S. Susan Auma. Keep it right here. How are you, Madam P.S.? Seven.
Can you give this? Stream ya modosi, nataka upatie PS.
Shike.
I agree with you.
Amjambo? Ni vipi amjanunulia ka lunch na mlikuwa mmeniahidi?
Sana. Kwanza ile imenifurahisha zaidi is one guy who said, I think it's you Mutisia, that wewe umeachana na mambo ya nini? Ya maandamano. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo inaoneshana kwamba tukiendelea hivi hata wale wanaitisha maandamano atakuwa hakuna kile ambacho kinaendelea. And we are very happy because the UDA party has actually won all of the seats in Isiolo South MP, West Kabras na yote ya Mbere South wamechukua Ibrore na Mumiji. Si ndio? Hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba people can wana feel gava, si ndio? Haya basi sasa tuingie katika upande huu mwingine. Welcome PS Susan Omo again.
Thank you.
Nice to see
Thank you.
You've done an extremely good job, by the way. Out of your own volition, maybe if people want to know about you, who is Susan in a nutshell?
Well, Susan is the PS for the State Department, Microsoft, Video the one who is the space and president that are in charge of the hustlers.
Yeah, but before you come to that, Susan, before you connect with us, because you have a personal touch, where do you come from? You know, something a bit.
You know, that story will require another 1 hour. So we can maybe create another opportunity for that. But basically, I would say that 80% of my entire life has been working with the young people.
Sure, makofi hapo kabisa. I knew you were still working for young people.
I've been a activist.
Yes.
I advocate for government, not just here in Kenya, but across the world. So in Africa, in America, just trying to connect the lives of young people and seeing what can work there, what can work for us, even try to come. I think that's where we met in the space of trying to make it happen for the youth as a youth.
Makofi hapo kabisa.
I love working for because what do you work? Today and even tomorrow as the young people. And the reason why also
we actually are very impressed by the people who have come, from across the country. We have seen how, I don't think there has been any other program that has benefited over 100,000 youth at home. And this is, development partnership between the GOK, government of Kenya, and also the World Bank. And maybe what we can ask at this point in time is that what exactly is Mwaura? Why was it created at this particular time in Kenya's development plan?
Yeah, so Mwaura is a scale-up project from the previous scale. By now, so I was there in 2020. I started around 2016 in terms of comparison, but it was effective from 2018 about 2022 there when we were just coming in. In fact, there was an extension that went to around the mid-2023 when we are already in office. But now, why not is quite different is in terms of how then we looked at the bottom-up transformation agenda, and our objective there is to create opportunities for our population who are young people. One that opportunities that tend to expand jobs.
So let me ask you, PS, who is eligible for this Mwaura, and how can another Kenya determine whether they really qualify?
You know, if there is a program that people already know about, what is Mwaura, what it stands for, what are the components, I think Mwaura is kind of what is it about? It targets 18 to 29 years and up to 35% with disability. But I just wanted to see why, because you started out by saying this is the first program probably that has received this high level of attention, and not just from the leadership, but then also from the masses. So then, I just wanted to talk about why is it different this time around, because we've had a good number of initiatives, some of them are even existing as we speak right now, but probably they will not gain that traction as what we have. One is because of the design. And His Excellency the President guided us when we were designing that we must make sure that this project is properly aligned with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda that pledges inclusivity, one. First of all, it aligns properly with the agenda of the government.
Are there some hidden costs to this? People are saying, well, and also, how do you ensure fairness, transparency, and equal?
So, when I came in, you were talking to these young people. I do not know if there was any hidden cost throughout the process. For instance, and this is what made it a little bit different in design, because we decided that like KO, which was through the website, the apps, when it came to applications one, we decided it had to go through the USSD code. Now we leveraged on the Hustler Fund platform, the Start to Fund for Cash, which is already zero rated. So we wanted to give every young person is qualified, who is eligible, an opportunity at least to be selected, to have a chance of competing and being selected. By doing that, what do I mean? You do not require any airtime. Whether you did not have airtime, the USSD code is zero-rated, and that zero-rating came about because of the intervention of the Secretary of the President when we were coming up with the Hustle One platform, so that we give everybody an opportunity. So nobody complains, I don't have airtime, I don't have data to access this opportunity. Secondly, we made sure that you do not just need to have a smartphone, but even with your Katululu or the features phone from wherever you are, you will still apply and compete and get an opportunity to go through the entire process. So that brought about inclusivity at almost at no cost. The only thing that the efforts that these young people needed to do first of all is to invite themselves to focus throughout the application process. And when we went to the EAT, which was a small sort of a test, a basic test to assess their business mindset, again because there were 19 questions, right? They needed to concentrate and answer those questions. So when you start application, all that you needed are efforts to ensure that you finalize your application. Secondly, you undertake the entrepreneurship aptitude test up to the end, and then there we went into a randomized selection, especially in areas where we need many people because we are targeting to empower a minimum. But in terms of targeting, we even went up to starting up to 80. And I think that's the number that we're working with right now. Number one, there was no hidden cost or any cost attendant for beneficiaries. They just needed their phone to be fully charged, to have some sort of display and a login. Naona hiyo, alafu biti yao na mindset yao. That's all that we needed in this program. So they absolutely no hidden cost. In fact, when we were receiving the money through the coaching of Bishara, we even choose to disperse through the coaching of Bishara so that so that we also ring-fence their money from any existing digital loan obligation. So even if you had a hustle fund, so His Excellency the President was so gracious to direct us not to use that money or even to repay. He said, no, let's give our young people the package so that they have come forward, demonstrated they want to do business, they invest in their biashara, and as they start making profit, then they can now repay some of their loan obligation. So that's how it was discussed through wallet. And then also in the wallet, we still need to support them. It's one thing to be given money to do business, but also the knowledge and business skills is quite also very important. So that Pochila Bishara is also loaded with business digital tools that will help them from time to time to understand the sector in which they are doing their business in, opportunities which are there, how to undertake the stock taking, daily stock checking from time to time, do the various reconciliation at the end of every month, calculate your profit and losses, so that now you have records which you can now go to even a financial institution and ask for enhanced financing. So the question which you're asking, this is a very intentional and deliberate intervention that is targeted. For the first time also you asked, this is the only program. You know why it's also a successful program? Because it is targeted. We said on a number of times we come up with projects and not just government, but all other actors, and imagine that young people are homogeneous. What they don't know that young people reside in different contexts that have different challenges. Young people also sometimes they're in spaces which with different opportunities. They are blessed in different ways. So when you are coming up with an opportunity, you must first of all underscore the level of intervention, the level of need. So we started saying, let's deal first of all with these young people who most of them have not. This is not to mean that we're going to forget about those who are also in that other segment, but we are targeting to address almost similar people with similar problems, similar contexts, and then we also move on now to another level. I think if we come up with targeted initiative, this targeted approach is what we do.
Now, yes, maybe to cut you a little bit short there, two things that are coming out. Number one, Those who have been left out, what are the future opportunities? And also, there is still that question of funding. Is it fully funded by the Kenyan government? Is it World Bank? I mean, you know, there have been a lot of questions about that.
So let me first of all talk about that issue which is needed for the now, when we rolled out this intervention and the application, we received more than 2 million.
2 million people.
Young people. These are not just people, but young people within the age bracket that we are giving.
2 million.
Because we had
against a target of 121,000.
yes, against a target of 121,000.
But initially, was it about 110? You added some numbers.
Well, initially it was 70-70.
Okay.
Yeah, on each and every one, but then we enhanced to 84, so that then we can get as many as we can. You see, when we are designing such kind of project, they give you a realm of targeting maybe with an extra, an additional 20% or so. Because of the response that we got from the young people, we decided to hit the maximum target, which was 120, but our minimum was the 100% targeting minimum of 70. So because we were confident with the interest from young people across each and every one, we said, why can't we just then maximize? And which is now 84. But again now, out of those 2 million young people, of course, we could only take as much because of also the limited resources to begin with. But what has come out, which is to me is very much important, and as a country we are very much proud as a government, is because whereas other economies are struggling to promote entrepreneurship among its young population and encouraging them to gain entry into entrepreneurship, the Kenyan young population is up in arms and it has come out and has demonstrated the highest interest in entrepreneurship. So they kind of made our work become a little bit easy, because already there is that intention. And there's nothing as good as presiding over a population that is already aligned.
So does it mean that if somebody was to ask that,
yes,
the people who are targeted already doing business?
Well, not necessarily. I'm just because I will not say that all those 2 million are doing business. When I say that now the propensity of the Kenyan young people to gain entry into business as demonstrated now with the Mwaura experience is very high. This is a very good thing to our economy.
So that means
yes,
we are very enterprising. Makofi yako. This is what
that we always say that, and remember also this project also sought out to kind of address some of these stereotypes and to prove them wrong that I've been saying. Number one, young people cannot do business, but there are only a few communities or certain communities in this country that can do business. So you saw the response from each and every community was extremely high. So it shows that those stereotypes that have been existing have now been
shut up.
Yeah. So what we need to do, we just need to keep on supporting our young people, provide more enablers to them with such kind of intervention at all levels. Now we're dealing with what we say, those that probably did not progress beyond secondary level of education, but we still have some other young people also who are in universities, college students that we are going to support. Now you're asking me whether these young people were doing business. Yes, their dream is to do business as it was expressed. Some of them were already doing hustle here and there. All that they needed was for us to support them into organizing their hustle. Like our friend here, she's a salonist, meaning she was already doing some hustle. But now this opportunity comes in to help her and many other young people who are already doing something to expand.
To expand
so
and to organize and to
organize.
formalize. So PS, our time is up. You can imagine. So in the next less than 1 minute, you can tell us what I'm telling you. The time is really up. It's really goes very fast. So you can tell us the way forward for Mwaura going forward. What we expect after the first tranche, and then also your closing remarks and reflections.
So thank you. But you asked me another question. Whether this money was and I will answer you by another question. If today you walk to our banks, commercial banks, KCB, those that are very good, and you borrow a facility, does that facility belong to the bank or does it belong to you? So I think you don't need to answer that. Ni ya bank ama ni yako? Ukichukua loan kwa KCB, unakuwa KCB au unakuwa I've already answered that question. So the way forward and the next steps, right now, we are preparing now to do the mentorship period. After 1 month or so, we will come back in a classroom training which we will do the steps. And then from the classroom training, for about 3 days, 2 days serious, visiting some of the business knows how to position the business here. There will be also the kind of the hospitality experience.
I think I've been told that you wind up because of time.
No, I'm going to wind up. Relax.
You don't know because I'm
I know they need to do their lesson stuff. Then after that, we will disburse to them. There's around April there. We'll be doing the second and the final installment. Mesure management. This is very important news event for KBC, and I want to thank you. I want to say after that.
Less than 20 minutes.
20 seconds. 20 minutes, that's good. Okay. And so, what I want to say now, let me stand up so that you can be comfortable that we are winding up. So, His Excellency the President has actually said that the next financial year up to now, we are going to roll out another intake. Support young people that we do not make in this first phase. We are likely to have between now and June, because when we discuss in April, we are likely to roll out another squad. Then by the time we reach next year around this time, probably we will have rolled out 2 other intakes.
So makofi kwa PS. We need to go back to studio. Hii show inaitwa Sema na Sports. Simameni yote. Inaitwa Sema na Sports. Very happy to have this 17th edition and